In Lykke, I've been passionate about rebuilding the financial system and making the financial system accessible to everyone. It's clear this is not just a small task, it's a very big task and has constrained us relative to other players who just wanted to kind of create platforms for Bitcoin, cryptos or utility tokens. For us, it's something much bigger, obviously also fully regulated.
Hi, I'm Rita, Lykke's Chief of Staff. In that role, I lead our compliance, human resources, finance, legal, and risk functions. I also manage communication toward our boards, shareholders, and potential external investors. My team ensures that the foundation, meaning the requisite legal entities, policies and procedures, as well as the cultural groundwork, are in place to allow the financial innovation, customer experience, and technology teams to deliver their maximum. I'm joined today by two members of my team, Philip Rickner, our Global Head of Finance, and Maud Simon, our Global Head of Human Resources. Two familiar faces for the Lykke community. We'd like to start with 3 key messages. First, focus. Lykke has successfully streamlined its objectives, team, and company structure. We will focus on a very few strategic high-potential activities, and we'll do them well. Second, stability. Lykke's leadership team has led the company successfully for the past 3 quarters. Grant Thornton, our auditors, have finalized their critical review and have signed off on our 2018 financial statements. 3, team. Lykke's team is a key differentiator. The talent we've managed to assemble to deliver on our strategy is absolutely exceptional. We'll start by grounding everyone in the company structure. As many of you know, Lykke came very early to this market when it was not clear which geographies or licenses would bear the most fruit. Therefore, we pursued various licenses across a number of geographies. Now, we've honed in on exactly where and how we'd like to operate. The resultant simplified company structure is pictured here. Let's start with the regulated entities on the left-hand side of the chart. On top is Lykke Switzerland AG. This is the entity applying for the securities dealer and OTF license in Switzerland. Below it is Lykke Cyprus Limited, a Cypriot investment firm where we already hold the license. Our goal is to operate these 2 entities in a synergistic manner once the OTF goes live. Now let's talk about our unregulated entities, starting with those in Switzerland. You can see them in the middle of the chart. On top is Lykke Business AG, previously known as Lykke Accelerator. This houses Lykke's B2B business, which deploys our technology on behalf of large, well-known institutions. Below it is Lykke Services AG. This is a special purposes entity designed specifically to house the functional and development expenses for the group, so for all revenue-generating entities in the group, including the OTF in the future. Finally, let's look at the unregulated entities residing outside of Switzerland. These are located on the far right-hand side of the chart. On top is Lykke Corp UK Limited. This is our unregulated crypto to fiat exchange in operation since 2016. It offers 0 trading fees on more than 100 asset classes and has more than 100,000 registered clients. Obviously a very important activity for Lykke. Below it is Lykke Netherlands BV. This is our unregulated crypto-to-crypto exchange in operation since early 2018. Below that, you see Lykke PTC Limited Singapore. This is a simple project entity in place to support Lykke's future springboard into Asia. Richard and the rest of the team will talk about the path forward and the exciting high-potential activities that we're driving within these entities. It's probably most interesting to talk next about how we've chosen to structure the team across this spectrum of activities. We've striven to create a structure which simultaneously ensures accountability without stifling creativity. The slide here focuses on the leadership construct in place over the last 3 quarters. Richard Olsen leads Lykke as chairman and CEO. You see him there, of course, in the middle of the slide. Out to the right, you see Victor Andreas and Niklaus Mettler. They lead our B2B business. They bring extensive experience in enterprise-grade solution engineering, client-centric product development, and technology innovation. The exciting trend, the trajectory of sales in our B2B business, attests to their entrepreneurship and ability to deliver. On the bottom left of the chart, you see the leadership team for Lykke Core. And Lykke Core is essentially everything excluding Lykke Business. The team is comprised of Sebastian Garrick, Chief Innovation Officer, Cameron Fletcher, Chief Technology Officer, Marina de Matos, Chief of Customer Experience, and myself, Chief of Staff. Essentially, we have a team that identifies and pursues innovative products, a team that deploys the technology to support those, a team that markets both of those, and a team that ensures a firm foundation, a firm operational foundation. Of course, structure at the top is meaningless if that structure, approach, culture doesn't flow down throughout the organization. I'd like to hand over to Maud Simon, our Global Head of Human Resources now, to talk a little bit about Lykke's progress in human resources management.
Thank you, Rita. Over the past year, a lot of time and effort has been put in establishing a lightly structured, compliant, yet creative environment at Lykke. We've centralized insight and ownership for the HR activity within the group, and we see HR as the driver for cross-functional partnerships that supports innovation. We're proud to have assembled a team of exceptional talents with the essential skill set and drive to deliver on our objectives. Our talent acquisition approach is very much aligned with our view on blockchain. We see the benefits to leverage in both centralized and decentralized model. Centralized collaboration facilitates traction and cross-functional partnerships, while decentralized acquisition of the best talents, regardless of location, enhance Lykke's competitive edge in this space. As you can see, Lykke is very much grounded in Switzerland, with over 25% of our team located here. Around 40% is based out of the rest of Europe, while the remainder of the team is spread across the world. Working in a decentralized manner requires embracing the best aspect of remote working while mitigating its downsides. We foster a culture of openness and communication and spend a lot of time improving our processes to cater to the challenges we face due to our unique setup. One of the first aspects we worked on was to align compensation across the company to an established metrics, which accounted for local market specificities while ensuring fairness. The next step for human resources is to roll out an OKR-based bonus scheme for all of the team members and to adapt our administrative setup for the OTF. All in all, we strive to bring the right level of corporate structure and discipline to this creative and fast-moving startup, which evolve in an industry characterized by uncertainty and rapid changes.
Thank you, Maud. Now let's shift over to the financial results that Lykke delivered in 2018. As I mentioned earlier, Grant Thornton, our auditors, have finalized their critical review and have signed off on our 2018 financial statements, both for the standalone entity in Switzerland, Lykke Corp, as well as for the consolidated group as a whole. This is the third year in a row that we've achieved this, due largely to the leadership of Philip Rickner and the finance team. I'd like to turn over now to Philip to walk us through the consolidated financials with a focus on 2018.
While we'll be providing the full reports as part of the Coinholder information package, we opted to simplify the picture here to make it easier to follow for everybody. This slide demonstrates our income statement across the 2016 to 2018 horizon. 2018 is highlighted in light orange. The numbers in the table are in millions of Swiss francs, and my comments will focus on the 2018 in the overall context of the multi-year view. Let's start with the top line, operational income or loss. This one is split into Lykke Core and Lykke Business. Lykke Core delivered an operating loss of 3.6 million in 2018 versus an operating income of 9.2 million in 2017. Both of these numbers were largely driven by movements in our crypto positions. Positively, since late 2018, the financial innovation team under Sebastian has been able to put the tools, processes and talent in place to ensure a risk-flat book moving forward. This means that we won't experience these big swings in the future anymore. Lykke Business has delivered an operating income of 1.8 million in 2018 versus 2.7 million in 2017. The year-over-year decline in revenue is primarily linked to the spin-out of our ICO business in early 2018 to BVV. Lykke Business has focus and traction you will see later that they anticipate delivering a revenue in excess of 5 million in 2019 based on contracts already signed. In total, we report an operating loss for 2018 of 1.8 million Swiss francs. The next line demonstrates our operating expenses. Rita and Maud already talked about the importance of human capital to Lykke. Here you see the cost of it, since this line contains mainly headcount related expenses. Lykke Group spent 9.9 million in 2018 versus 14.1 in 2017. The year-over-year reduction is due to the fact that we activated our Lykke Exchange technology, which shifted 6 million out of the income statement to the balance sheet. Without this special adjustment, the operating expenses in 2018 would have totaled to 15.9 million. Moving forward, we will deliver a rationalized, reduced spend in Lykke Core and an investment in Lykke Business in line with their sales trajectory. The net operating result in 2018 is a loss of 11.8 million. The next line, financial results, demonstrates the outcome of our LKK trading, realized FX gain and losses, as well as other accounting impacts linked to LKK. The group delivered a profitable financial result in 2018 of 2.5 million versus 7.3 million in 2017. 2017 highly benefited from a 2.8 million gain on the modem token, an ICO we supported back then, that does not repeat in 2018. The following line, non-operational income and costs, shows the impact of special non-operational adjustments. The reported profit of 8.7 million is composed of two elements. First, a specific lender forgave Lykke 6 million in loans given during 2018, and such a reduction in liabilities is reflected as a positive impact on the income statement. And second, Lykke sold shares to a new investor at the profit. To the bottom line, Lykke delivered an after-tax loss of 0.5 million. This outcome still benefits from special adjustments of 12 million as described earlier. Now let's move to the balance sheet. The information presented here is structured in the same manner as the income statement before. Let's start looking into the asset side from the top line, cash and cash equivalents. This line represents the cash on bank accounts as well as our crypto assets held by Lykke Corp. The reduction versus 2017 is primarily due to the lower trading volume on the exchange. The next line represents the crypto asset inventory of the UK exchange. And as explained previously, we have now implemented a risk flat book, and therefore you can see a large decrease here versus 2017. To the trade accounts receivable, this was an outlier in 2017 as one of our payment agents for the credit card deposit faced troubles in wiring outstanding fiat payments to us. This receivable was fully paid in early 2018, and at the end of the year the situation did not occur again. The last noteworthy change on the asset side is the already mentioned activation of the Lykke Exchange technology, as well as other third-party investments like N-Exchange and BVV. In total, Lykke Group holds assets of 14.6 million. We continue now with the liability side. As you can see in the first line, we have a large decrease in the short-term liabilities. This is also due to the lower client activity on our exchange. The majority of the other liabilities are accrued expenses for December that were only submitted or received and paid in January 2019. There is no year-over-year change on the long-term liability line due to the already mentioned loan forgiveness. This leads us to a total of 11.4 million liabilities. In the last bucket, the shareholders' equity, you can see that the share capital remained unchanged during 2018. The change in the year-over-year perspective is due to the realized 2018 loss of 0.5 million, as well as the change in the translation reserve, which is due to changes in FX rates against our reporting currency, Swiss francs. With providing that overview, I'd like to close the segments of the financials and hand over the presentation back to Richard.
Lykke is about kind of democratizing finance and making financial markets as they exist today accessible to everyone, no borders, no boundaries, everyone can access them. Lykke has been a long journey. We have tried to build something which is fully compliant, and we have gone through the first phase of exploring different avenues and are today at a critical place where we can actually launch what Lykke is really about. Lykke creates financial products and services. That's the core business. We earn money by creating financial products. To be efficient in creating financial products, we operate an exchange, and the exchange has 0 transaction fees to make it very cost efficient to launch our own products and operate those. At the same time, the exchange is also our distribution channel for distributing our financial products. We're pursuing regulatory license and aspire to get the so-called Organized Trading Facility license from FINMA, Switzerland. This is the big next step, which will allow us to securitize and tokenize any share, any bond, and make it accessible over blockchain to everyone. This is the big next step. In the past year, which has been challenging, we have had our first successes. First, most important, we today have over 100,000 people who use our wallets, 30,000 which have done full KYC and are our core customer base. We have recently, beginning of this year, launched the Lucy token. This is the first truly innovative financial product. It's a Lykke crypto index of the top 25 cryptos, which, and this is the important thing, rebalances minute by minute. So an investor who buys that token doesn't have to worry, will Bitcoin appreciate or Ethereum appreciate, move his assets from one crypto to another. He can just invest in this one token and have automatically rebalanced. But think to take the same concept across to any type of financial instrument, any type of shares, and creating low-cost tokens that are representing any type of financial asset across the world which people can invest cost efficiently. So what we're doing is we're building a whole ecosystem of products which people can invest in. In this whole effort of building an ecosystem, our B2B business plays a key role. It's there where we help incumbents to embrace our technology and rewire their business to modern blockchain. So where are we now? We're planning to launch this new ecosystem, which is powered by the regulatory framework of the OTF license, and bring that to market. I have succeeded in building an awesome leadership team that allows us to take the next step forward and bring to market these different products. Together with Sergey and Misha, who are the co-founders who have been responsible for the first phase of product development, we're thinking about how to build the future and create products that are the next generation. The next round is bringing Lykke to market, and for that we're doing a current capital raise of a total of 7 million. The remainder is reserved for existing LKK holders and other close investors who want to participate in this round. The technicalities are as follows. The pre-money valuation of the company is 15 million, plus 7 million of this round brings us to 22 million post-money. In addition, we're converting 3 million of the loans that I have granted to Lykke to tie over the period until the completion of the capital round, brings us to a total of 25 million. Following this, we need additional regulatory capital to bring to market Lykke with the OTF license. For that, we're raising 25 to 30 million. It goes without saying that this second round will be at a significantly higher valuation. Thank you again for participating and joining with us. You'll now hear the leadership team and other members of the team explaining to you more about what Lykke is about and what we have achieved and where the journey is going for. Thanks again.
Hello everyone, my name is Victor Andreas. I am heading up the Lykke business organization, where we are focusing on providing solutions to enterprise customers by leveraging our existing technology and financial engineering expertise. Our mission is to help organizations discover new business models and also successfully implement them. What makes us different? The differentiator we have is the experience in successfully operating those solutions. Since the year of 2017, we are successfully operating our own platform for buying, selling, and managing digital assets. And that expertise helps us a lot understanding the problems that organizations will face in implementing those solutions, and also the solutions that could address those problems at the early start of every initiative. In 2018, we have successfully completed the phase one of the organizational maturity. We have acquired great talent and experts on a global scale that can bring unique knowledge to the organization, and working together with organizations and helping them creating unique solutions and reinventing their business models. In 2018, we have successfully completed several projects with reputable brands as IETA, the Flight Association. We have worked with Raiffeisen, a regional bank in Switzerland. We have also worked with a large financial institution by helping them getting access to the new technology and providing new services and solutions to their customers. In 2019, we'll further continue to focus on the growth of Lykke business by securing new partnerships, new clients, and also attract further talent to strengthen the competencies as well on the blockchain protocol side, but also on the sophisticated financial engineering to be able to help organizations understanding how the new paradigms can help and how the so-called digital asset economy can be leveraged in various sectors or segments. We are looking forward to have a successful year 2019 to add with our contribution to the overall success of Lykke, and of course give you the benefit of a growing Lykke ecosystem and give back the value as a coin holder to you as well. On that note, I want to close the session and wish you all the best.
Hi, I'm Sebastian Garrick, Chief Innovation Officer at Lykke. The Financial Innovation Department has only been established in the third quarter of last year, with the idea in mind to have a designated trading and methodology team. The team, re-ramped up during the recent months, consists of experts in the respective areas, with vast experience in the financial industry, sharing a deep fascination about a tokenized world. As such, the department covers four main areas: the development of financial products, providing liquidity to Lykke Exchange, and the operational risk management and trading, and the product and risk control unit acting as second line of defense. Since the establishment of the Financial Innovation Department, Lykke's trading operations became more stable and secure, aiming for a risk-flat book supported by a platform that allows for intraday risk controlling. Our liquidity profitability was stabilized, and thus we enter a phase of scalability. In addition, we successfully launched a suite of highly dynamical indices with its corresponding tokens: Lucy, Pay Lucy, Smart Lucy, making Lykke the first provider of theme investments in the cryptosphere.
Hi, I'm Sandip Verma. I'm the Head of Trading, Execution and Risk Management. I joined Lykke at the beginning of 2019 after a 15-year career in hedge funds. I've been on trading desks for equities, credit and fixed income. My main focus in joining Lykke has been to stabilise risk management and bring up the trading side of the business. One of the concerns for Lykke has been to stabilize our assets and liabilities, and this has been a key focus of mine, and we've done a great job in stabilizing that. I got to hear about cryptocurrencies from the very early years. One of my main focuses at Lykke is working on the trading and risk management side. We've had a lot of success stabilizing the assets and liabilities of the firm. We've built some great tools to manage this risk. We borrowed a lot of techniques from professional money managers. Cryptocurrency is a great industry to be part of at the moment. It's really maturing and evolving, and this has been a very interesting journey so far. I think one of the best things about Lykke is the quality of the team. We have a lot of people with a lot of varied experience, and we collaborate together very well. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Yin, Head of Liquidity at Lykke. Inspired by the blockchain technology and Lykke's mission of creating an efficient financial market, I joined Lykke in March 2019 after 5 years of experience in the private equity industry. Thanks to our enhanced market-making system, we have provided great liquidity to the major trading pairs such as the top 5 cryptos on our exchange. As a result, we have seen increasing volumes in those markets, which made our platform more attractive to external market makers and further increased liquidity. Revenues from our market-making activities have been steadily growing in the past few months, and we are now at the stage to scale it up. Blockchain tokenization and listing do not automatically make an illiquid asset liquid. Illiquid market does not evolve into a liquid one without market makers that are willing to take the risk to quote the two-sided prices and raise the trading interest of all other traders. However, market making is a risky business, and it is not for any market player who focuses only on immediate financial gains. We are committed to providing liquidity to those assets with a mindset of being the catalyst for a much broader trading interest in the long term. We will achieve that with our profitable and scalable market-making algorithms and excellent risk management system. In the past few months, we have been focusing on developing our core market-making engine for illiquid assets, and we are ready to test it on the real market very soon.
I'm Cameron, and I'm the Chief Technology Officer for Lykke. In my role, I'm responsible for the strategic direction of the organisation from a technology perspective. As we have submitted an application for a securities dealer licence to FINMA, it is my responsibility to adapt our platform where necessary, such that we can operate within the confines of that licence. One of the things that we're building is a new retail application. This will be a mobile and web-based investment portfolio experience that is designed to comply with the regulations associated with the securities dealer licence. We're also building a new bilateral matching engine for trading. In addition, there's a development team dedicated towards building applications for the Financial Innovation Organisation, and that's in order to support our business operations. You can consider that the new retail application is essentially comprised of two main components. There's the onboarding element, which is heavily influenced from a regulatory perspective. We have also worked hard to streamline that process such that we reduce the barrier to entry for prospective clients. The second element is the investment portfolio itself, which will enable trading against our new bilateral matching engine. Because our existing unregulated exchange operates in a multilateral manner, whereby any one user can trade against another, one of the focus areas at the moment is a new matching engine that will operate in a bilateral manner. Essentially, the license we're pursuing requires that Lykke be the counterparty for all trades, and this is in contrast to how our platform currently operates. From a development perspective, I'd like to add that we've considered performance as a feature and are currently able to perform approximately 500,000 operations per second on commodity hardware. But we're targeting 1 million operations per second, so there's still a bit of optimization to be done there. Development is in full flow right now, but a release date is really contingent on the timing of the license. And I would like to say that whilst there's a lot of effort being put into evolving our platform to target these new requirements, the intention is to release this application upon receipt of the license. I think one of the strengths of the technology organization is the caliber of the team. I'm really pleased to say that we have experienced experts in every area of development. Our blockchain team is really strong. We have a fantastic application development team. On the infrastructure side of things, we've transitioned towards more of a cutting edge approach in terms of continuous deployment, leveraging infrastructure as code. And I already mentioned the development team that work hand in hand with the financial innovation organization. In addition, everyone within the technology organization can code. And this means that when people speak to each other, that they're not necessarily losing any fidelity through that communication. I'm very lucky to have the support of Damien Hickey and Rachel Huber on an architectural level, who are helping me drive through a lot of the changes we're making. From a tooling perspective, we make extensive use of GitHub, from issue tracking to project management. We've created a new GitHub organization for Lykke Corp. I think one of the mistakes that we made in the past was attempting to open source our entire system throughout the development lifecycle, which resulted in over 500 code bases being made public. However, there were some code bases that we could not open source for security reasons, and this led to a scenario whereby it was not possible for our system to be leveraged externally. And due to the development approach, there were numerous undocumented dependencies between services. We also tracked issues in Jira, which, being a closed system, did not allow for the visibility or transparency around what we were working on. I'd say that during this time, we've learned a lot from bigger players in the open source scene, like Microsoft, who have transitioned towards a more open source model. And we're currently in the early stages of executing on our new open source strategy, which is why there's not a lot of publicly visible content at the moment. In terms of how we work, we are a remote-based organization, so we rely heavily on online collaborative tooling. An example of one of the changes that we've made is to require everyone on calls to use a webcam, so that when we're in meetings, we benefit from the non-verbal aspects of communication. It's also nice to see who you're talking to, especially when we don't get the opportunity to meet in person very regularly. I've worked in a lot of corporate environments, and quite often in those roles, I felt constrained in what I was able to do technologically. Within Lykke, the environment in which we operate is very often leveraging the latest in specific technologies. By its very nature, working on the blockchain scene is considered pretty innovative. This is where I want to be from a tech perspective, and it's one of the things I value about working here.
Today we're building a new app that puts our latest financial products front and centre stage. It's quite different from our previous mobile offering, as it's geared towards investing and we have additional regulatory requirements. So I've been reviewing the requirements from our stakeholders across the company to ensure initially we deliver a solid set of functionality and to make sure it's not complicated to start investing for the first time. Right now I mainly work with customer success, Delphine, our head of compliance, as well as the financial innovation department, and I work across all aspects of the system to realise the product vision. Onboarding is a key area where we've already placed a lot of focus to strike the perfect balance between protection and innovation. For Switzerland, this now means that sign-up is a very simple process. But longer term, Lykke must work closely together with the regulators to ensure we do not exclude millions of people who may not have proper documentation. It also means structuring our solutions in such a way that we can readily react to new regulation or feature requests. We're fully focused on shipping an attainable MVP, but this doesn't mean we're compromising on the initial user experience, design, or quality. We're creating the investment experience that we want access to, with the long-term goal of then making that accessible to everyone. Working from home is the rule and not the exception. It means I get to work with amazing designers and developers located throughout Europe and beyond. It's also the sort of place where it's not an issue for me to bring my new baby into our office. She even attended a work offsite in Prague so that I could meet some of our newer joiners in person.
I'm focused on enabling our teams to deliver our products and services to the cloud. We are evolving our approach to how we use the cloud, transitioning to a more cloud-native architecture and leveraging platform as a service where we can. We're also identifying areas where we can leverage serverless first, reducing our operational maintenance and cost overheads. This allows us to focus more on code and product development. We also have fully adopted infrastructure as code, which is an essential practice for realizing the advantages of modern cloud. By codifying our infrastructure, we enable better testing, quality control, more efficient and predictable deployments, and decreased recovery times. We now have all of our infrastructure written as code in Git repositories, and if we choose to make a change, such as adding a new database, we make that change through altering the code in the repository. This means that all infrastructure changes go through a code review and a build process, which reduces the operational risk associated with deployments. Our current approach is to stabilize our software internally first, ensure the contents of each repository can function in isolation, and then apply a governance process towards how and when to open source. It is our intention to open source all of our code base, required to operate our system once we have proven that they work well in a production environment.
Hi, it's Maud again. While I'm still the global head of HR for Lykke, I will also represent Marina, our Chief Customer Experience today. Marina unfortunately couldn't be here and has provided me with some key information that she would like to share with you. I will start with a short introduction of the department. The Customer Experience Department covers support, marketing, communication, product management, and design. The Customer Experience team is based in 8 countries to ensure 24/7 support to all of our customers. As previously mentioned, our team has been focused on preparing for the Swiss securities dealer and OTF license to ensure that we are ready to leverage it optimally. The short-term prospect of the OTF impacted the overall marketing strategy and led the company to work on a repositioning of our target market, a redefinition of our offering, as well as a rebranding. While most of this work will only go live upon reception of the license, we want to already share some key information with you. Lykke expects to be able to broaden its offering within the OTF and as a result, target 3 different market segments. The first one would be small and medium enterprises. Institutional investor would come second, and then retail customer. For SMEs, Lykke would like to offer the possibility to list their security token on our exchange, allowing them to leverage funding opportunities that are not currently available on traditional exchanges. For institutional investor, Lykke envisions an offering of new financial and investment product on the blockchain, allowing them to diversify their portfolio and roll out innovative hedging strategies. For retail customer, Lykke wishes to offer a simple, user-friendly platform to invest in financial product that they know and progressively guide them towards new and exciting financial products. It will differ from existing offering by having no hidden fees, no intermediaries, and it will be accessible. Investment will be made as easy as possible in a world where key lifestyle decision can be made simply swiping left or right. As previously mentioned by my colleagues, our OTF customers will benefit from brand new apps. We've leveraged what we've learned from existing app, users' feedback to identify and develop new features and new experiences. The fundamental underlying red line followed in this process is to make the user experience as easy and as intuitive as possible while remaining ultra performant. For the rebranding, we will center our message and approach on our Swiss roots, our innovative stand in the industry, and our accessibility. We have created a new branding concept with new looks and visual that will be incorporated into a new website, our new apps, and all of our materials. You've probably already noticed by now the new logo. The customer experience team is excited for what the future will bring to Lykke. Okay, that's it for today. Feel free to ask any question after this meeting and we'll do our best to respond. And happy Coinholder Meeting.